A natural question for any multiplayer game is how the community will behave. Yes, this is the need for the online interactions not rated by the ESRB warning. This is especially relevant for a game made by the creators of League of Legends, widely considered to be the most toxic video game out there. So what will Riot's upcoming MMO be like? Will the community be friendly or despicable? The answer may surprise you. The short answer is that the MMO is almost guaranteed to be significantly less toxic than League of Legends. MMOs are generally collaborative games, and they often force players to work together within systems like the Holy Trinity. League, on the other hand, is a PvP game that places a lot of emphasis on player rank. Teammates doing poorly will hurt you even after the game is over. Additionally, toxicity almost feels part of the design. League is quite hard to win by yourself, just see how difficult it is to win a 4v5. It's really easy to blame your teammates for losing because sometimes it's true, and the game is complex enough that you may have legitimate disagreements over decisions. It is worth considering tilt as well. PvP games often get your adrenaline pumping, and after you die, many players feel the need to lash out at anything they can. It triggers a fight or flight response. For MMOs, the cost of dying is just backtracking a bit and losing some time. Kind of annoying, but not really a big deal. Another consideration is considering what you're dying to. In most MMOs, the main story content isn't particularly difficult. Maybe you'll die once or twice to a boss, but you'll generally pass the fight first try. The content where you are likely to repeatedly die or even fail is optional. Think Mythic or Savage raids. You are self-selecting into the most difficult fights, and you are basically doing it with friends anyway. They're usually too difficult to do with randoms. So if you don't really do difficult PvE content with random squads from Duty Finder, you'll know the people you are dying with. And as Ghostcrawler points out, if your friends are toxic, you need new friends. So you won't get flamed by randoms on the easy content since it's easy, and you won't get flamed on the hard content since you're playing with friends. But cool gang, what about PvP? Okay, so first off, Ghostcrawler has confirmed there will be PvP, so this is something to consider. And yeah, there probably will be some amount of toxicity in PvP, but again, you're more likely to be playing with friends. MMOs tend to not restrict you to solo/duo queue with arbitrary matchmaking. And it's just not as important to the overall experience of the game. You can go do other things if you want. If you're not having fun PvPing in MMO, you can just go do something else. Go pet the dog crabs or something. An additional consideration is the difference in the audience. MMOs tend to have a lot more of a casual audience who are less likely to get worked up about the game. Nothing is perfect, however. There will be some toxic people playing the MMO, that's just how it goes. But what will Riot do about that? In the early days of League, Riot had the Tribunal. When a player was toxic, other players could report them. The chat logs from that player may then be presented to the Tribunal, a semi-random panel of players who would review the case and pass judgment. In this way, the community moderated the community, deciding what behavior was acceptable. At least the behavior could be seen in chat logs. This system eventually was done away with in favor of a fully automated system, with the exception of some manually requested reviews to customer service agents. As League's reputation suggests, the system has never been fully functional. It's usually good at punishing racist behavior and some death threats, but if trolls avoid the no-no words, they rarely get banned. League's automated system does a poor job, and the Tribunal isn't scalable. Valorant has a similar automated system, though I'm unsure of its effectiveness. If we're lucky, Riot will decide to have learned from their mistakes with the League system, and they can create a more effective one. Although I wouldn't hold my breath too much on that one. While I believe Ghostcrawler when he says it's a priority, natural language processing remains a difficult problem. False positives, banning someone when they didn't say anything wrong, really suck, so these systems are tuned to be somewhat conservative with their judgments. Overall though, I think the Riot MMO will be a lot less toxic than League, even if the exact same players play both games. As someone who has quit League several times, due in part to how the game makes me feel, this is a very good thing, and I hope Ghostcrawler and his team can foster a positive environment. If you've made it this far, we'd really appreciate if you smashed the like button and subscribed. We're a really small channel, so your support helps us out a lot, and in return we will work on creating even better content for you all.